Welcome to Zimmerman Podcast, episode 92. Today, we're talking about how to reboot your booking process. We've all experienced seasons where we can't seem to get clients to book. I know I have. You're either not getting any inquiries at all, or you're getting inquiries only to have people ghost you after you've invested time and energy into booking them. The tips and strategies I'm sharing with you today are tried and true, time-tested tricks I use year after year across industries to make sure I'm giving myself the best chance I can at booking clients and making money. Because if you're not making money, you have an expensive hobby, not a real deal business. Whether business is slow because of a novel virus, a fluke year in your industry, or some reason unknown to you, this episode will give you the practical tools you need to reboot your booking process. All right, you ready? Let's do it. I'm Jessica Zimmerman, and this is Zimmerman Podcast. I'm a serial entrepreneur, mom to 3, and professional oversharer who has spent a decade building my business and helping others do the same. From wedding floral design to business education, features in Martha Stewart Weddings and Forbes magazine, and even writing and publishing my best-selling memoir, Sleeping with a Stranger, my business has kept growing, evolving, and changing year after year, just like me. Because the best thing about building a strong business is the freedom it gives me to live a full life. And that's what Zimmerman Podcast is all about, sharing real, transparent, in-the-moment reflections about how to live a life, build a business, and lead a family through the good, the hard, and the messy. That's what we're doing each week, right here on Zimmerman Podcast. Welcome to the show. If you're listening to this episode, you're already on the right track. This tells me that you're ready to be honest with yourself, that you aren't booking the types of clients or the quantity of clients that you'd like. So let's continue this little honesty session, shall we? It's time to take responsibility for what's yours to own. What about this downturn in business is something you can take responsibility for? It might feel good to blame someone else or to blame something else or to blame an oversaturated industry, but that good feeling will only last so long until you realize that blame shifting, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't get you anywhere. So own what's yours to own. Don't own what's not yours. And let's move on. Let's focus on what we can do now. Let's problem solve. If you don't have any inquiries coming in, it's for one of two reasons. Number one, you don't exist. I know you exist, like you actually exist, but according to the internet, if people can't find you, then you don't exist. You need to know how to get found. There are people looking for you, I promise, but if you don't know how to work with the systems in place, you won't be seen by people looking for you. Throw out the oversaturated market BS. That's just an excuse. There is enough for everyone. You just need to be strategic about how you stand out. Number 2, you're doing something to make people ghost you. If people are ghosting you after emailing them pricing or emailing them a proposal or fill in the blank here with whatever it is that people are ghosting you after you do, don't keep doing that thing, okay? Let me explain to you how you get found online. It's your website. Do you spend more time on Instagram than your website? Did you know that less than 2% of your followers will see your content on Instagram? Less than 2% of the people who have already taken the step to follow you will actually see what it is you post. Let me tell you something else. 100% of the time, people who click on your website will see your website. I like to use Instagram as a mobile portfolio. I post photos that I want to remember and that represent who I am and what I'm about. My website, on the other hand, is a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week employee who works to get me clients. So what does a website like that have? Number 1, it helps you stand out. Uniquely you and uniquely designed to attract your ideal clients. I have a whole program about it that breaks it down step by step. It's called A Winning Website. You need to grab it if you don't have it already. Number 2, Your website should answer questions. If you keep getting the same questions emailed to you over and over, you need to answer those questions on your website. Don't make people email to ask. There may be tons of other people who would love to work with you, but aren't going to take that extra step to contact you, and you're losing them right then and there. Want to know the first step to booking more clients? You've got to have a website, and not just any website, but a site built to book. If you're just starting your business, you're probably wondering how you can share about your work, gain clients, and start making money. The answer to all of these things is your website. When I first started my business, I didn't have the money to pay a professional brand expert to create the brand you see here today, but I didn't have to. I used the resources I had to invest in my business and create a brand that would attract the type of client I wanted to work with, supported by a website that was built to transform searching brides into lifelong clients. If you want a simple guide to how to create a site that books without having to invest thousands in a branding expert before you're ready, you need a winning website. To learn more, go to zimmermanpodcast.com/website. That's zimmermanpodcast.com/website. Number 3, your website needs to show credibility. You need to be gathering testimonies, and those features, you need to give those a premium spot on your website. This gives positive feedback, and it shows people that you're great to work with and that you're really good at what you do. Number 4, people buy from people. Who is the expert here? You need to show photos of yourself or you and your team so people know who you are and that you're the authority or the expert. Basically, this just sends the message that you know what you're doing. Number 5, photo galleries. You need to show off a portfolio of your work. People want to see you in action. Make sure you're giving them lots of reasons to fall in love with what you do. Number 6, you are on every single page giving people the opportunity to contact you. You should have a contact me button on every page, sometimes multiple times per page. Don't make people have to dig for how to find you. Make it easy on them and only give them the information you want them to have. If you don't want people calling you, don't make your phone number available. Number 7, you need to up your SEO game and make sure every photo is named with strong keywords, including your business name and your location. And you need to be blogging to feed that SEO. That's another conversation for another day. If this sounds like gibberish to you, you need to check out a winning website. Once you have more clients coming in with those steps we just discussed, you need to know what to do with them after they inquire. Number 1, you need to set clear expectations. Tell them how your process works. They need you to be the leader. Tell them what you expect from them and what they can expect from you. Make it clear that you're not desperate. If you have red flags about a potential client, it is never worth it. You choose who you work with. You're in control. You need to underpromise and overdeliver. Always go above and beyond with clients, even before they're your clients. They're going to shop around, so make sure you show your value. You shouldn't have the lowest prices. We associate low prices with lower value. You need to prove why you're worth the money. Number 2, scarcity. Show that you're high in demand. Even if you're not, you still need to practice this step. You need to communicate that you only are taking so many spots or that you're going to stop taking clients on such and such date. You need to limit the supply. People want what they can't have. Have your calendar on your website. I use Acuity scheduling, and my schedule shows scarcity. I block off dates. Now, I might be using that time for a doctor's appointment, but it shows that I'm not sitting around twiddling my thumbs waiting for someone to inquire. I'm busy, and I'll fit them into my schedule when I'm available. Once you send out a proposal, give a deadline for when you expect an answer of whether they're going to book you or not. They don't get to keep any of your stuff until they pay for your work. Hey, Zimmerman Podcast. For the past few years, I've been listening to my students, followers, and podcast listeners, and I've heard one message over and over again. Y'all are tired. Tired of being ghosted, tired of being price shopped, tired of putting all your energy into your business with no results, tired of nitpicky clients who don't trust your expertise. Amazing designers, creatives, and business owners just like you are struggling to fill their calendars and meet their sales goals. At some point, everyone has struggled to book clients. You are not alone. And help is here. I've created the Booking Reboot, an online class designed to fill your calendar with your ideal clients who will pay you what you're worth. Are you ready to reboot your bookings? Go to zimmermanpodcast.com/reboot to sign up. That's zimmermanpodcast.com/REBOOT. Number 3, meet face-to-face, even if that's virtually, through Zoom, Google Hangouts, or FaceTime. People need to see you, and you need to see them. Number 4, treat your past clients super well. Who do you think is going to be giving the referrals? Number 5, treat your current clients super well, because they're eventually going to become past clients who, once again, give the referrals. Number 6, don't wonder when people don't book you. Ask. If you don't book someone you're really interested in, ask them why they didn't book. It might be uncomfortable, but if you want to make lasting changes and do better next time, it's essential. If you loved what you learned today, don't worry, there is so much more. I created a class called the Booking Reboot that walks you through how to stop being ghosted by clients and how to become visible and memorable online. To learn more about it, go to zimmermanpodcast.com/reboot. That's zimmermanpodcast.com/reboot. The work you do today will have an impact on your business weeks and months and years from now. This is the perfect time to start making lasting changes that your future self will thank you for. It's the long game, people, but it's essential to having a business that works for you, a real deal business that makes you money and gives you the freedom you so want. So get out there and start rebooting your business today. I'll see you back here next week on Zimmerman Podcast.